Hey guys, it's alrighty then. Labor Day is coming up, and I'm gonna show you a recipe on watermelon that you might like. You know, a lot of times, we've had a crazy COVID, the pandemic and all that stuff, and you guys are gonna be going to the park, the beach, and all these different activities, and alcoholic beverages may not be allowed. But I'm not telling you to take this to the beach, that's not what I'm telling you. But if you want to, you can. But this is what's gonna happen. So you can do this for a party, Labor Day weekend party. You're gonna take a watermelon. This one's already been cut in half. If you saw the first video that I did on the watermelon, you can do the same thing with this one, but I'm gonna show you a different way. On the first video, we cubed the watermelon, and we didn't keep the skin. We threw away the skin. We turned it upside down. We cut all the skin off, cubed it, put it in a bowl, and that was that. But with this one, I'm gonna make it a little bit more fancy and keep it in the shell itself. So, if your shell isn't really stable, one thing that you could do is I'm gonna take my knife, and anytime you're gonna carve a watermelon, make sure that your blade is long enough to go at least through the whole watermelon. Don't be using a little paring knife. It's not gonna work very well. So for this one, I'm gonna try and just cut the base flat. I don't want to cut into the red part of the watermelon so that the juices don't flow out, because the skin does act like a buffer, like a seal. The skin on the watermelon is really tough. But again, I don't want to cut into the red, just this part. Okay, I can see I have a little raised area right here. All right, so once you have this nice and flat, it should be a lot more stable. So, I'm gonna take a bowl. Let's put this away. I've got a bowl, a couple of mixing tongs, and my watermelon. And then we're gonna take one of these. This is, you can use it for apples, pears, or whatever you want to make little circles of. So you got little circles and big circles. We're gonna use the big circle one. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna press into it and just roll the circle out. And it's gonna make a nice little watermelon ball, okay? So we're just gonna do this throughout the entire watermelon. This may take a while, but you're gonna stick with me throughout the whole video as I make my little watermelon bolitas. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this. This is something that everybody can enjoy, at least the adults can, once we get done with it, because you'll see why. And you can flavor it however you like. You can put vodka, you can put cachaça, which is a Brazilian alcohol that is used in caipirinha. But all these different, flavor it as you like. We're gonna be putting salt. We're gonna be putting chili and lime. We're gonna be putting an actual lime in there. Whatever you like. But the good thing is that once we put all the ingredients, we're gonna let it soak overnight so that all that stuff, and we're gonna put it in the refrigerator so that it can get nice and cool. Because this is refreshing, it's gonna be nice and cool, very flavorful. And we're gonna keep all this juice that's in here. just making the little balls. Again, it might be easier for you to cube the watermelon, but this is just a way to make it nice and fun. You know, you can just grab them with toothpicks, forks, fingers, whatever you want. They're your friends, doesn't matter. So I'm just making the little ball, just, you know, going around and around. Depending on the size of your watermelon, it might take a little bit of time or not. So we're getting there. Look at all this nice watermelon. Oh, so good. So I'm going to be working in the yard today. So once this cools, I will definitely be eating some of this with my wife. Let me just show you. We're just taking it and spinning it. You can see all the juices coming out. A seedless watermelon would be best. That way you don't have to worry about the seeds. And this makes a nice little serving vessel. So if you're having a party, you can chill this in the refrigerator and refill it as your supply goes down. And that way it'll keep it cool. But none of this is gonna get wasted. Once we're done, we're gonna take a spoon and scratch the rest of the inside out. So everything's gonna be used. Almost there. Look at that. Pretty much almost done. So at this point, there's not much to do. You could leave it just like that. We've pretty much taken most of the good watermelon out. Now at this point, the other half of the watermelon, you can cube it. You know, cut the skin off and cube it into squares and put it away, and then just keep putting it back in here if you want to do that. So that's one way to do it. So that, you know, you keep the shell and you can refill it later on, and you don't have to go through this process, because it is a long, you know, it's a little pain in the body. All right, I think that's good. Okay, so look, now we have a nice empty shell. It's gonna stay right there. We've got our watermelon. Again, you can use vodka, or you can use cachaça, or whatever type of alcohol you like. For this one, I'm just going to use vodka, because the cachaça would make it really, really sweet. We're wanting it on a little bit of the salty side, but before I put the vodka, I am going to put some salt. This is, you can use Himalayan salt. This is just crystal salt. I don't like the table salt. This gives it a little bit better flavor, I think. And remember, we're doing the whole thing, so we're going to put a liberal amount. We're going to take our lime. We're going to put some lime juice in there. I mean, just as a refreshing treat, this, just like this, is great. The lime and the salt is delicious. Oops. Let's get that in there. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna put some Chilean lime. Don't be scared. Just go ahead and put it on there. Now, if you want it spicy, the Chilean lime doesn't make it spicy, but if you want it spicy, you can take jalapenos and chop the jalapenos really fine, and that's going to give it an incredible flavor. And now we're going to put about a cup of the vodka in here, maybe a cup and a half. There you go. Now that's going to get soaked up by the watermelon. Okay? And now we take our oof, you can smell it. Now we're going to take our spoons and just kind of mix it so that it gets in there. And don't forget the juice that's left over, you can still drink it. So we're going to mix it up. You're going to let this sit overnight in the refrigerator. Now, as it sits, it is recommended that you kind of go in there sometime during the middle of the night and mix it up again so that whatever was on top goes onto the bottom and can soak into those juices, okay? And then once we're done and everything is nice and soaked through, we're gonna take it and put it into the watermelon. So I'm putting some of the juice in there. Ooh. So this, the leftover, I can put in the fridge so that it soaks. And this stuff right here are my nice little watermelon chunks. And you can either put some in a cup or take a toothpick or a fork or whatever, put it in a little plate and eat it. So this is going to be refreshing, delicious, and a good way to take it to the beach. And when they ask you what you got there, you say, hey, it's just the watermelon. Or whatever. You know? Let me taste it. Mmm. You can't taste the vodka just yet. That's why I gotta let it soak. Let it soak into it first. But it's there though. Just a little bit. Mmm. That's good. Now if this was cold, right off the fridge, delicious. So, okay guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys have any comments, go ahead and place them in the comments below. And if you want me to make a different recipe or something like that, let me know. Until the next one, guys. See you later. That's really good.